The city pulsed with ambition. Skyscrapers blinked like sentinels into the night sky, and in the heart of downtown Manhattan, the glass fortress of Sterling and Vale Communications stood like a crown jewel. Inside, two storms were about to collide. Ava Locke strutted into the conference room with her usual sharp heel clicks, her high ponytail swinging like a war banner. Known for her ruthlessly high standards and an uncanny ability to close impossible deals, she wasn't called Ice Queen behind her back for nothing. Already at the table, coffee in hand, was her nemesis, Grayson Vale. The youngest executive VP in the firm's history, the heir of the founding family, and a smug bastard with a smile that could melt glaciers and ruin careers. He looked up, smirked. "Fashionably late, Locke." Ava narrowed her eyes. "Better late than irrelevant, Vale." Grayson leaned back, unbothered. "You're right. I should leave the pettiness to professionals like you." Their banter was infamous, enough to send interns running. But this time, things were different. The CEO had just dumped a grenade in their laps, a joint partnership between Ava and Grayson to land the biggest international tech client of the decade, Turing. One screw-up, and the contract would go to Sterling and Vale's biggest rival. They had 4 weeks to make it work. 2 days later, Ava found herself at a masked charity gala hosted by the firm, swaying slightly from the champagne. She hated social events, but something about the anonymity of the mask, the way it freed her from scrutiny, made her stay longer than intended. And then he appeared, a stranger in a matte black mask, dressed in a tailored midnight suit, with a voice that curled around her like silk. "Dance?" he asked. She didn't answer, just took his hand. Under the starlit terrace, their chemistry was dangerous, like friction begging for fire. Words dissolved into kisses, restraint into desire. They left together. Names weren't exchanged. Just a night, raw and unfiltered. When she woke, he was gone. All that remained was a note. "Forgive the mask. Some things are easier when hidden." Gee. She blinked at the signature. A coincidence. Her stomach flipped. No, it couldn't be Grayson. She dismissed the thought and buried the memory deep. Back in the office, Ava and Grayson's collaboration was a powder keg. "We can't lead with AR integration. They want streamlined UX," she snapped during a client pitch rehearsal. Grayson raised a brow. "And you know this because you read their subconscious minds? We need innovation, not safe." "Not safe," she echoed. "Like your daily hair decisions?" He grinned. "Jealous of the volume, Locke." But beneath the jabs, something shifted. Their meetings turned into late nights. Arguments bled into unexpected laughter. There was heat, always heat, but Ava couldn't let herself fall, especially not with him. Then, while reviewing files late one night, she found it, a stylized G scrawled in the corner of his sketch notes. The same G from the note. Her blood ran cold. It was him, the masked stranger, the man she bared everything to. And he had known. He had known the whole time. Ava confronted him in the glass-walled war room, her voice a low tremble. "You knew it was me. That night." Grayson didn't flinch. "I did." She stared. "Why didn't you say anything?" He hesitated, running a hand through his hair. "Because I didn't think you'd let yourself feel anything if you knew it was me." "Not this me." Ava's jaw tightened. "So you manipulated me." "No," he said, stepping closer. "I was drawn to you before that night. But it was real, Ava. Even under the mask. Don't," she warned. "Don't pretend this isn't just another game to you." Grayson's voice cracked. "You're not a game to me. You never were." But the walls were rising again. Ava turned and walked out, leaving him in silence. 2 days before the final pitch to Turing, a bomb dropped. Their confidential proposal was leaked to a rival firm. Chaos erupted. Internal investigations began. Suspicion swirled. Ava found herself under scrutiny. She had the files. She'd worked from home the night before the leak. She was efficient, secretive. Even Grayson doubted. "You think I'd risk everything?" she asked, eyes ablaze with hurt. "You think I'd ruin my own reputation for what? Revenge." "I don't want to believe it," he said. "But everything points to you." That shattered her. She walked away, tender parts of herself collapsing behind her armor. Again, Grayson couldn't sleep. Something wasn't right. He dug deeper and discovered an anomaly. Someone had accessed the files remotely using a cloned IP. The culprit wasn't Ava. It was someone from the rival firm, an ex-employee Grayson had fired. He cleared her name and brought the proof directly to the CEO. The fallout was swift and public, but the damage between them lingered. He found her that evening on the office rooftop, her eyes reflecting the city lights. "You're innocent," he said quietly. "I should have trusted you." She didn't answer at first. "Do you know what it felt like, Grayson? To have one night of real vulnerability and then realize you were just studying me the whole time." He moved closer. "I wasn't studying you. I was falling." That cracked something open. He reached for her hand. "I screwed up, but I need you to know something. I never planned for any of this. You challenge me. You infuriate me. But you see me, and I don't want to hide anymore." Her voice wavered. "And what if I'm still angry?" He smiled softly. "Then I'll wait." Turing link in a twist. The day of the pitch arrived. Together, they presented a united front. The room was thick with tension, and yet their chemistry on stage was undeniable. Every glance, every transition, every counterpoint, it was ballet with words. They nailed it. As they left the boardroom, Ava turned to him. "We did it." He took a breath. "There's one more thing." She arched a brow. "Another secret?" "Sort of. I'm not just a VP. I'm the majority shareholder. I'm technically the acting CEO." She blinked. "You what?" "I didn't want it to matter. But it does now. So let me get this straight," she said, laughter threatening her serious tone. "You were my rival, then my masked one-night stand, then my co-lead, then the reason I almost lost my job, and now my boss." "Technically, yes," he said sheepishly. She laughed, the sound unguarded. "What a disaster." "Maybe," he said, "but the kind I'd live through again for this." Weeks passed. The contract was theirs. The office buzzed with victory, but Ava took time off. She needed clarity. Grayson didn't chase her. He gave her space, but every day felt heavier without her. Then one morning, he found a note on his desk. "Forgive the silence. Some things are easier when understood. A." She walked into his office that afternoon, wearing no mask, no armor. "I needed to know if I missed you. Or just the idea of you," she said. "And?" he asked, barely breathing. She smiled. "It's you, even when I didn't want it to be." He moved to her, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "No more masks," she whispered. "No more doubts," he promised. Their kiss this time wasn't reckless. It wasn't stolen. It was earned. The kind that roots itself into bone and breath and everything in between. A year later, on the same rooftop where everything nearly fell apart, Grayson dropped to one knee with a velvet box in trembling hands. "I never wanted a business partner. I never planned on a rival. But I found the one person who makes the fight worth it." Tears welled in her eyes. "You're still infuriating," she said, laughing. "And you're still terrifying. But yes," she added, dropping to kiss him. "Yes, Grayson. Always yes." The city roared beneath them, but all they heard was the sound of two guarded hearts finally letting go.